Hey guys, HughZ here, back with some more videos. Taking a little bit of a break after, it's my last semester of uni. Just got through kind of the mid-semester rush of exams and assignments and all that. But the SMITE OPL has been carrying on regardless, and now we're in our bye week, so it's time to sit back and reflect on some of these teams, who they are, where they've come from, and how they're doing this split. So as you can see on the screen in front of you, we've got the OPL standings, and this is kind of what I roughly expect and who I roughly expect to be seeing at the regional finals of PAX Australia. I just want to touch on that quickly. If you are on the fence about going to PAX Australia, you should definitely go. If you're a SMITE OCE fan, or if you're a SMITE OCE player, anything like that, you should definitely come down. It's a really fun event. The one in 2015 was absolutely crazy. The crowd there was nuts. And yeah, it's all possible thanks to the crowd and every one of you guys that support the SMITE OPL. So if you're thinking about it, you should definitely come down. It's a good time. It's a great way to catch up with the people that you play with online. It's a good way to make new friends. And it's just overall a really fun event and experience. And we're sure to have some crazy games there. Alrighty, so taking a look at the standings and a little bit about who these teams are and everything like that. We can see on top, we have Scylla Esports in the first position and Legacy Esports in the second position. So I'm going to talk about these two teams really quickly. Scylla, for those of you that don't know, is comprised of the core three of the old Kanga squadron, being Taurus Guys, Vision Eyes, and KO. Galen and Desecrator were dropped from the roster or left, whichever way you want to put it. Galen remained with the Kanga organization until he was removed, and Desecrator is currently a free agent, I believe. But on Scylla Esports, they've also added Shred in the mid lane, who took a split off, but is a very solid player, and Mingyu, the only player from the LG Dials to not retire. So a very solid lineup there for Scylla. Lots of talent on that roster, all around the board. In the second position, we have Legacy, and this is a little bit, of a surprise. Legacy in the second position after they won 2 lands in a row. Really odd to see. But I suppose, Legacy, they've definitely turned up at LAN with this new squad. The regular season's been a little bit rocky for them. But as well as that, to just kind of give more reasons, Legacy hasn't played with their full roster basically all this split. In week 1, Freemason had some internet issues, and their sub Sharks had to step in the jungle role for him. And these last 2 weeks limits their ADC, and many of the players argue that it's their best player, that it's Legacy's best player. He hasn't been able to play, so Sharks has stepped in the ADC role as well. And Sharks has actually done a pretty good job there for someone who doesn't main ADC and who's learning as he goes. He's talked about a bit on Twitter, all the different things he's learning. So props to him there for stepping in and keeping his team in a solid spot. It could honestly be a lot worse for Legacy Esports right now. Now, I'm not sure if this is the way it'll end up at the end of the regular season. Scylla and Legacy play each other in the last week, and it'll be very interesting to see how that matchup goes. I think that'll be a little bit of a preview of our regional grand finals. I think Scylla's got really good drafting. They got a lot of natural talent, but Legacy's got that experience and they got that chemistry together, and they show up big time on LAN. Chuckles split 2 last year, showed up big time. This year it was Freemason at the split 2 LAN. They just need to convert it to a split 3 LAN now and finally make it towards, because a lot of these players have been grinding for a long time. They really deserve it, but at the same time, same thing can be said about Scylla. The team hasn't been together as long as the core of Legacy has, but a lot of these players have been grinding for a long time. Next up, I'm going to talk about the next 3 teams being Darksided, Sin Gaming, and Red Rocket, and a couple of pleasant surprises in amongst these teams, but roughly about where I thought they would all be at this stage in the season. Now, Sin Gaming is pretty much where I expected. Very much middle of the pack team, I feel. Got some potential on that roster, but need some time and some more experience under their belts to put it all together. But Darksided and Red Rocket have really been kind of the surprises for me, particularly with Darksided. It's their duo lane, consisting of Agony and the Beast, playing ADC and support respectively, neither of which is their natural roles. So it's very interesting to see them take that challenge head on and actually do pretty well for themselves. The rest of the roster is pretty solid around, and we all know kind of what to expect from those guys. Shank in the solo lane's done pretty well for himself, and he showed flashes when he was on other teams that didn't have as many good players as his current Darksided roster. So it's good to see him on a little bit more of an experienced and tenured roster doing well. So props to those guys on Darksided. Sin Gaming, as I said, pretty much where I expected at this point. But Red Rocket have actually split every single game this season, or every single set this season, which doesn't sound too impressive until you realize that 2 of those sets were against Scylla and Legacy, so taking it to, the big boy teams, as it were. So very nice work there from Red Rocket. All around, it's a bit surprising to me that they've actually managed to do that. They played in the CGPL last split under Servum. And, as I said, they kind of showed flashes of what they could do, but they never were able to really fully put it together. It seems like they're getting closer and closer this split. This could be a team to watch out for in the gauntlet. I don't know if they'll necessarily finish. I don't know if they can finish third. I mean, obviously they theoretically can, but I don't know if they will finish third and guarantee them a spot. But this could be a team to watch in the gauntlet to make the run. Similar to that, the Kanga Esports squad, composed of a lot of the old Proper Etiquette squad and a few new faces in there. They've got themselves a very steep hill to climb. There always seems to be one team in the SMITE OPL that just has a string of bad luck all split long, and it just all compounds. And this split, it's Kanga, with Galen's unfortunateness and just a whole lot of other roster changes and stuff like that for him. It's just not been a pleasant split for Kanga Esports, and I don't see it getting better anytime soon. The core of the Proper Etiquette squad did make a nice run through the gauntlet last split, so maybe they could do the same thing again, but otherwise, it's just rough seas ahead for Kanga. I really hope that they can turn it on and get better soon, because I love seeing a competitive OPL, and we can see, everyone else in the OPL is very close. Between first and fifth is 4 points, which is not much at all. Between first and fourth is just 1-2-0 set of 3 points, which is crazy. It is worth noting that since Scylla Esports have, I believe they've 2-0'd both Darksided and Sin, that if they win, if they only need to win one more game this entire split, and they're locked in for land. So this week they're up against Kanga, so they should theoretically, based on these standings, be able to do that. So very close to locking in land there for the Scylla Esports guys. I know they're excited about that. Alrighty, so that's going to do it for this video. A little bit of a mid-season catch-up, a little bit of information on some of these new rosters that you guys might not know too much about. So that should help you with your fantasy point voting. There will be a short prediction video out sometime a little bit later this week. Maybe just a little casual one on Twitter. Something very, very simple to help you guys get your votes and get them quickly. But I thought this video was a bit more deserving, a little bit longer format, talking about these teams and just getting some more familiarity with them. So that's going to do it for this video. Hope to see you guys at PAX Australia for the regional finals. Definitely go if you can. It is an amazing experience for you guys to experience, and the crowd definitely makes it all worth it at PAX Australia. With the crowds popping off, the casters popping off, the players start popping off. It's amazing. Alrighty, thank you guys very much for watching this, and I'll catch you in the next video.